It's marked day 8 on the sugar diet. Going forward on the Sunday night videos where I'm stepping into a new week, I'll attempt to give a little bit more insight into the week previous and kind of turn it into a little bit of a recap video. So, when I started this whole thing, I knew what, perfect execution was as far as like eating the fruit, drinking the water, and, staying away from the starch. Said another way, like Harley says, Durian Ryder's always talking about water, sugar, and sleep. Cole breaks it down to where it's, get the sucrose in. So you're getting the fructose and the glucose, not just starch. Potatoes and grains and things, that's all starch, that's all glucose. And there's a handful of reasons why that's not optimal. So I realized that I made mistakes this past week. I'm sure there were times that I was underslept, so that could be an increase in cortisol. I don't think that was a major factor at all. Just saying it's a possibility. And there were other times where I overdid the quantity. So then I had like a massive bolus of food, right? Just sitting there in my gut, not comfortable. And other times when I didn't necessarily even eat a large quantity, but I had whatever serving of fruit or juice all at once, rapidly, then I'd have a little bit of a stomach ache. So, there's been a learning process going on. And I'm not opposed to learning. I'm absolutely open to learning. That's why I'm doing this in the first place. If I just locked in, 7 or 8 years ago, because 2016 I went low carb, 2017 I started intermittent fasting. If I had just locked in at that point and been like a racehorse with blinders on, not allowing any other information in, just being a low carb zealot, like this is it, and then just be completely dogmatic, closed off to any new information, I wouldn't even be doing this. And I'd still be on the energy drinks. I'd still be on the coffee. Not that those are bad. Not that those are bad. But I was living off of those. The liquid calories that I was taking in just for the stimulants, the caffeine from the energy drinks and the coffee, it was not sustainable because of adrenal fatigue. Even with those stimulants, I was still sometimes falling asleep at the wheel. That's not ideal. And then oftentimes the only fix for falling asleep at the wheel is to eat more. Eat while you're driving to stay awake. At least that is the way that I approached it when it was a problem for me. I'm not advocating that, people should be driving when they're that tired. It was just like, I was sleeping multiple hours, and still I was just so tired all the time. So better execution this week. I am excited for what comes next because I already feel great. So the difference between the former version of me that was, never fully carnivore, but definitely keto focused, that person was always tired, and now I'm just much more energized. It's not perfect, but it's dramatically 180 degrees off from my experience of being exhausted all the time on low carb. To say anything more profound than that, I don't know what it would be. The week had its little hiccups and missteps, things I screwed up, but I'm going to be more focused and more resolute this week. Got some travel coming up at the end of the week. I don't think that will affect the diet. In fact, it might even be good for the sugar diet because of the implementation. I'll just grab, juices on the go. However, it might affect the upload of the videos to the channel. So, any case, I'm going to stay the course on these next, what would it be, 92, 93 days to get to 100 and, really vet this thing out. Although I feel like with Cole, Harley, People like Christopher Walker that have made videos about sugar, Casey Stern. There's a plethora of people out there, and I know I'm leaving people out, but yeah, I feel like I'm on the right track. In any case, stay tuned for day 9, and I hope you're enjoying your evening. See ya.